Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at DominionCast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud.
Top of the morning to you, and you're welcome to Dominion Sport right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. This wonderful morning, we'll be talking straight into action from the local stories. El Kanemi Warriors have been crowned the President Federation Cup, as getting a spot when it comes to continental football for next season. Also, let me inform you that Ijebol has been taking so much, in action for Kano Pillars. We'll be giving you more updates also from tennis. The Wimbledon is over, but we'll be talking about Yannick Sinner and also getting that one over. They call him Grandpa, definitely against Novak Djokovic. Also be giving you updates in the world of football. Transfer update. The World Cup is gradually coming to an end, where we have Argentina. We're going to face the Three Lions to defend the World Cup. Let me inform you that Spain crashed out France yesterday, 2-0, and definitely since 2010 they're going to be in the final this year. All this and more right here on the show. I am Paul Abetoluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have Sanuddin Alimi joining me and Jessica Osuji joining me to talk sports right here on the go. Let me start off with the ladies first up of the morning to you, and how excited are you feeling to be on the show this morning?
Wonderful morning to you, viewers, and also to you, Tony and also Sanuddin. It's an amazing morning to be here to talk sports, talk about from the local sports, also from Super Falcons, which they will be playing, preparing for their WAFCON, and also we'll be talking about the FIFA World Cup going on. Such a shock that France, one of the favorites to go into the final, are out now, and also we'll be bringing some interesting news, like you said, from tennis, and also so many things to our package right now. So if you're not busy and if Sanuri too is not busy. Let's just blow the whistle and get the show started.
All right, definitely it's time to blow the whistle and get the show started. But before that, Sanuruddin, Jessica made sure that she added a start to it completely. Sanuruddin, top of the morning to you. It feels good to have you back on the show. And how excited are you? Your favorites, because I'm definitely going to mention it. They're out of the World Cup.
I knew you were going to put me on the spot. Good morning to you. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning to our viewers. It's nice to be back here again. And France yesterday disappointed a lot of their fans at the World Cup. But at the end of the day, the better team won the football game, and we'll dissect that later on the show. There's tennis to talk about. We're looking forward to Formula 1 this weekend, and the WAFCON is around the corner. People are getting accreditation. News is going on about friendlies for our women, and we are seeing things shape up for the tournament. Definitely after the World Cup, we'll get straight into that. And transfer news is buzzing. Teams are reinforcing. Manchester United has swapped up two new midfielders and a goalkeeper in their goalkeeping department, and we'll talk about that. And Chelsea are making moves as well. Coaching domino is still going on around the different clubs, and it's nice to be back here again.
Yeah, definitely. Those are the updates for you to expect right here on the show on Dominion Television. Let's take more stories making the round from the local front this wonderful morning. I'm going to start off as El Academy Warriors are champions of the 2026 President Federation Cup. The Medjugorje side lifted the trophy for the fourth time in their history after a 1-0 victory over Ikorodu City in Asaba. They will now represent the country in the CAF Confederation Cup. Sanuruddin, Jessica, I'm sure most people who watch that game were expecting the Oga boys from Lagos to be able to snatch up that one and head straight into the Continental. But Jessica, they had to do it from the penalty spot. El Academy Warriors. Speaking of the victory, another relegated side, getting into Continental football. Jessica.
It's such, I don't know how to put it, but on Friday I remember when we were dissecting that game, I said, okay, Ikorodu City might have the upper hand when it comes to the game because they play a fast pace of football. But at the end of the day, Academy Warriors won the game by 1-0. And which I said when I was talking about, I said they had that chance of scoring a goal and keeping that goal. Because if you look at their last two games during this competition, they've won through penalties. So I can say that they were very, very, very good when it comes to taking penalties. And they've done that for Ikorodu City is such a disappointment for them because they had that chance to represent themselves. 2 seasons now at they played a very fantastic football. But for Academy Warriors, something to rejoice for. Even going down, now playing at the NNL, but they have something more to rejoice for. And for their coach also joining Nigeria 22, so they just have to wrap their head, make some transfers, sign a new coach, and I wish them they can go far in the continent. If not far, but at least they can make something more.
They can make money. Let's say let them make money because well, go ahead.
They can make money and they can be able to represent themselves at that big stage and make a name for themselves.
All right, I'm sure Sanuruddin has other opinions on that, but the Oga boys, I remind you of a certain Arsenal who have been chasing it for a long time, and yet again didn't put their hand on the trophy. But maybe this time around they can get a cue from Mikel Arteta on how to chase and finally put your hand on the trophy. The Oga boys could not do it against El Academy Warriors, another relegated team representing Nigeria on a big stage.
The Oga boys want to take a cue from Mikel Arteta's Arsenal because they don't want to wait 19 years before they put their hands on a trophy. So for them it was disappointing, but beating Academy Warriors is not for everybody. I'm sorry to throw that into the air, but sad one for them. I'm gutted for them because they play a very, very fantastic style of football, and I was looking forward to see them compete and represent Africa and Nigeria on the continent come next season. But now Academy Warriors had other answers to my questions, and they are set to represent us on the big stage. Even though they are down in the NNL, I think it's going to help their fortunes. At least they have one extra way of making revenue for the team and exposing their player to high quality football in the end of the day, and gives them a chance to be competitive ahead of fighting their way back into the top flight league next season. So good one. It was a fantastic game, fine margins, just one goal from the penalty spot, and decided the game. And that's to show you how close finals are. You just have to be concentrated for all 90 minutes, and just one mistake from any of your players can cost the team the chance to lose the trophy. And at the end of the day, Academy Warriors showed what it is and looked like they wanted it more. and now they are champions and they can celebrate for next season.
All right, just on the screen, we're talking about relegated teams who have been able to represent Nigeria on the big stage. Niger Tornadoes, Bayelsa United did it, and right now El Kanemi Warriors once again.
The Bayelsa United side that represented, they were fantastic as well. Had a lot of players that showed class on the World Series, and you would know they were unlucky not to stay in the league that season relegated, but they showed what they had to do on the continent, and they got relegated. They got knocked out of the competition quite early as well. Just like similar fashions for what has happened for the Nigerian contingent at CAF competitions of late. And we hope the country improves in the footballing department and increases the style of football and quality of football we project to the world on a big stage.
All right, those are the pictures flying on the screen for you to enjoy all the frenzy that happened over the weekend right there for El Kanemi Warriors, and definitely is Shooting Stars, is El Kanemi Warriors on continental stage, and Rivers United, and the defending champions. You talk about Enugu Rangers International representing on the CAF stage right there for Nigeria. We'll bring you more updates, as it's a progress for these teams. All right, let's talk about WAFCON 2026 as the Super Falcons are yet to defend. To defend their title. Remember the first time they won it in 1998, in 2000, 2002, 2004. 2006, 2010, 2014, 2016, 2018, and 2024. Right now, is it time for them to lift the 11 trophy? Let me ask, let me put him on the spot quickly. Just two teams have been able to put their hands on the trophy when it comes to the WAFCON. You want to help me with the two? And I don't want to say I'm going to give you a bounty, but what's it going to be like? Just tell me the two.
Nigeria and South Africa.
Are you missing out Equatorial Guinea?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Equatorial Guinea also. Putting their hands on that trophy. And when you look at Equatorial Guinea, they've lifted twice, and South Africa just once. Now, quickly, let's take a dive straight into the list of the players invited for this tournament. We have Inadozie Chiamaka, we have Irabo Comfort, we have Oloko Fatima, we have Oale Osinachi, we have Demeyin Oluwatosin, Alieze Michel, we have Irma Rofiat, we have Oladipo, yes, Shukurat, we have Ogbona Glory, we have Abiodun Deborah, we have Shukuratu, we have Ichebe Christie, Ainde Alimatu, Jibade Rashidat, Echegini Jennifer Payne, we have Ijami Lucy Folashade, Okoronko Esther, Omewa Joy, Azizat Oshuala, Yezo Chuendu, Babajide, Omori Sola, we have Odega Francisca, Monday Gift, and Uchena Kanu. Jessica, these names, do you see them lifting the trophy yet again for Nigeria?
For sure, because they have the experience. They are not newcomers to this tournament. They have won it 10 times, right? Yeah. So they are not new to it. They know what it takes to win the cup, and also they have the experience. And for the head coach Justin, him assembling all these players now is something fantastic, because they are new players also added, and also experienced players. Yeah. So it's just like helping the new ones and to guide them by placing those experienced ones beside them. So it's something to look forward to. I don't think there should be more expectation, just to go and do your thing for sure, because I'm not no disrespect to other teams in there, even at the group stage. So many things can happen, unexpected can take place, but at the same time, they've won it many times. They know what it takes. There's many experience to this team, so for them, definitely they should just go ahead, win the cup. But I would just like them to take it at a stage, like win the game by game, and also win the cup, and also get a chance to represent us at the World Cup.
All right, Sanurudin, quickly. Our four names are going to make their debut if given a chance. The goalkeepers, two goalkeepers, and Omewa Joy also making the list. And you look at all other players also who are going to make that list to make their debut if given a chance. We're talking Rafiat, Omewa Joy, Irabo Comfort, and Oloko Fatima. Those are the players who are going to make their debut. Let's talk about the lineup placed by Justin Madugu. Can we achieve the 11th WAFCON title?
The Super Falcons, I'm sorry, are suffering from their own level of intelligence right now of what they've done and achieved on the world stage for Nigeria, and now everybody's expecting them just to stroll into the tournament, do what you have to do.
Do you think the WAFCON is competitive enough? Because it's all Super Falcon. Is it competitive enough?
The level at which the Nigerian contingent has moved on the female football front in Africa is still unprecedented, and other teams are still trying to catch up. We've seen changes over the years. South African side are coming up. Our neighbors, the Ghanaians, Morocco.
Yeah, we saw what Morocco did last
World Cup. Even though that was aided by officials and all, but still the quality of football they played aided them to get those inducements from the referees and all. South Africa too are improving. But at the end of the day, when you're still miles ahead of your opponents, definitely you have to be. And the least we expect from them every time they represent the country is at least a semi-final spot and probably a bronze medal and represent us on the big stage at the World Cup. And for me, as of where we are right now in Africa, Super Falcons are still number one, and other teams are still trying to play catch up.
Definitely.
With the quality of stars that we put together, anytime this competition comes around, it still shows that our players are still miles ahead. And you find loads of our professionals playing in several fantastic leagues. Our number one goalkeeper, Nandoze, is
playing for Brighton.
She's playing for Brighton, and she had a shout for goalkeeper of the year when Barclays Women's League last season. That's to show you how good she is. Oshuala, we can't keep mentioning her. Ajibade does, I think, with PSG. Esther Okoronko, awesome player in the USA. Babajide Rinsola, she's doing well with AS Roma, won the double last season, and those are players that
you talk about them. Tony Payne also getting a transfer to Inter
Milan. So that's to show you these players are playing at the top level of football everywhere they are, and definitely the quality is going to show on the field of play, miles ahead of your opponent, and it's just what it is. And for me, I like the inclusion of the Nigerian contingent in that team as well. Loko Fatima, the players from Robo Queens making the side, and they've shown in previous friendly matches that they can adapt to the style of football these world stars are bringing to the team. And yes, the team is moving very well. And for me, at least the semi-finals and the World Cup tickets is enough compensation for me for the team. And if they get the 11th trophy this time around, it's just icing on the cake. It's a plus for me. I'm not placing too much pressure on them. They've shown us time and time over again that they are the ones to go to when it comes to African football on the continent, and that's what we want to see from them. And come WAFCON 2026, I see them getting to the semi-finals at least, and maybe lifting the trophy at the end of the day.
All right, beautiful. Before we move away from the Super Falcons, we have a friendly coming up against Ghana July 18. I want to ask you, Jessica, what are the expectations for the friendly? What should we be looking forward to in a friendly game like this against the Queens, the Black Queens of Ghana?
This game should be used as a test. We shouldn't expect maybe some beautiful game, maybe to play or display some beautiful football. It's just as a test for the coach to see, okay, those in camp already, to test their strengths and their weaknesses, and able to analyze this game for the opening match they will be playing in the group stage. So this game is just a test for them, for both players that will be arriving soon, and also for people, for the players they will invite. So it's for the coach to just test the ability of his players and the strengths in which you want to use the players for, and the areas in which you want to cover when going forward. Okay,
Sanuddin, your expectations for the friendly? Should we see, those players that want to parade the game, or maybe let's bring in some fresh legs to see how we can, incorporate them with the experienced players?
The friendly is not just for showcase and all. Now the tournament is close by. I want to see from the coach the starting 11, or at least a backbone and the framework of the team that's going to be on the field of play anytime the whistle blows for the games at the WAFCON. And like you said, during the game, you introduce one or two players and try and tweak in your tactics. Fine-tune your tactics, get your players right. Let's see the framework of your team. Let's see how you want to play, what style of player you're adopting, and instill that competitiveness into those players as early as possible, because the Ghanaians are going to come with grit, they're going to come with physicality and all, and put you on top of your game. And now the girls are touching down in Morocco. By this weekend, we should have a full squad together and prosecute the game. Let's see what's going, let's see what we are missing, let's see the sharpness and the availability of these players, which players are going to be pivotal, what position are we going to best utilize some players, and let's see how we're going to bring this stuff together. And for the players that have missed 1 or 2 friendlies, like Esther Koronko, let's see how you integrate them to the level of play this team is currently right now, and push them forward. And let's see the level of competitiveness we are going to get out of this first set of friendlies they are going to play, and prepare the team better for the competition.
All right. So there's a question I want to ask. If we're to lift the WAFCON, the promise made in the last WAFCON has not been redeemed. Are they going to add to the promise again and we wait again till 2027?
Oluwadimi, I'm not part of the NFF
setup.
We need to run from the Ministry of Sports and the NFF to answer that question and bring them on the show and say, okay, this is what is happening, and I hope we get finances and proper implementation of their financial packages ahead of this competition.
All right, beautiful. We'll be looking forward to that. Most likely to give you more information from that end, but I want you to get ready, because we'll be giving you more updates ahead of the WAFCON and dropping all the juicy package we have for you right here on Dominion Television, on Dominion Sport. All right, let's take more stories as still making the round in the world of sports this wonderful morning, as CAF has appointed Yemisi Akintoye as one of the match officials for the upcoming 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations in Morocco. Akintoye will be making a second consecutive appearance at the continent's biggest women's football tournament. Before heading to Morocco, Akintoye will take charge of today's, that was yesterday's, Nigeria's Women's Federation final between Atlant Queens and Nasarawa Amazons right there that happened in Asaba. They say what a woman can do, or what a man can do, I'm sorry, a woman can do better. And we have not had, the Nigerian men represent us on a big stage. I think Akintoye should be a plus right there. If we can have a picture being displayed, let the world know, most especially the beautiful woman we are talking about, Jessica. What a big one for her yet again. The second consecutive appearance at the continent's biggest women's football tournament.
I think this should be like an open door for our officials playing in the officiating in the Nigeria League. Okay, this would be a chance for people to see, okay, we can have referees, we can have officiating officials in the tournament. And for, like you said, for the men, they have not been able to represent us. So she's not new to it. This is her second time. So it will be a great time for her, exciting time for her also to see how far it can go. So this will be more of like an open doors for more officials to see, okay, Nigeria can even take step in the form of officiating in WAFCON. It can get better to the FIFA World Cup. So it's something great for Nigeria to look for. It's representing us on a big stage, and which I'm happy for.
All right, I'm going to ask Sanuruddin Akintoye yet again, representing us on the big stage. What door does she open for other officials to take a cue from what she's doing?
You just have to do your job right. We've complained bitterly and severally about male referees in the NPFL, and I think the NSC, the MPFL and all are not looking towards that, and it's shaming our image on the big stage. So right now we have someone who's done it before, she's doing it again, and the consistency matters a lot. And like you mentioned, other referees and other officiating members of the MPFL and the NWFL need to take a cue from this, push this forward, and emulate our exemplary decision making in games, which has given her that good image to be accredited twice for 2 consecutive women football. And I hope to see her on bigger stages and a lot more women try and break out on the big stage, representing and doing what they do best, and make proper decisions that will earn them the recognition thoughts that she has, and it's going to be very beautiful and colorful to see. All right, beautiful. There you have her on the screen. Get familiar with the face, and maybe we'll have more Nigerian officials. Maybe Jessica should be on that terrain, representing us on the big stage most likely. All right, let's take more stories from the local front swiftly, as NFF Executive Committee has constituted an interim board that is saddled with the organization of beach soccer and foster leagues in the country. The board is composed by Mr. Mohammed, the chairman, Mr. Dili Banjumo, and another member, ECPE member. We have some few members, Miss Oneme AB, we have Sakirat Rashid, we have Oladimeji, we have Chief Operating Officer to be appointed by the General Secretary. When you look at that, we're talking about beach soccer, and we have had that over the years. We have all of these in place.
I think one thing I always enjoy about Nigeria at that time was the beach soccer. I usually follow the beach soccer competition every time, and I think it's good to have it back again. Sanurudeen, what do you think of this happening again?
It's a very good one, and we are going back to where it all started, and this is very colorful. But Proven has not been starting these competitions, it has been maintaining and improving on past editions, and I hope this one is going to be bigger and better since they are constituting this committee as early as possible to try and put things in place. It's going to be nice to see Nigeria back on the map for beach soccer. We're a very great team. I remember vividly where Abu Aziz represents Nigeria.
That's the name I was looking for.
That's the name that
Abu
brings,
Aziz,
it brings beach soccer. He plays normal soccer as well, but he brings beach soccer and beach football to our faces and does well for Nigeria on the big stage. And it's nice to see, like I mentioned, this competition back in Nigeria, back in Lagos, where we all enjoy it, and the glamour, the glitz that comes with it, tourist attractions and all. It's just a whole lot of things that comes with soccer or any sports in general. Just put the right infrastructures in place, put the right structures to promote it and keep it better, bigger, and every time it comes around. So we hope this is not just a one-off thing. This competition comes back to stay, done properly, no logistic issues, everything put in the right place at the right time, and we hope to see them succeed in their endeavors.
All right, definitely we hope to see the beach soccer team back in action, and we'll give you more updates from that. As seen, swiftly, Stanley Nwabali returns to Chippa United. Confirmed that the goalkeeper makes his way back to the club ahead of the 2026-2027 season. He was a free agent for 6 months. Jessica, I got this story, and honestly, I feel so sad for. I don't want to even use the word prodigal son. I'm wondering, 6 months gone, and you had to leave, and you had to return back to the same place that you caused so much chaos. All of that. You look at South Africa, what's happening in South Africa right now. For a goalkeeper like Stanley Nwabali, should this be what we should be saying for him?
First of all, we just have to, I don't know who his agent is.
Yeah, the agent.
So it has a lot explaining to do. It has a lot of explaining to do. And for him, if him coming back to Chippa United at this point in time, where you know that even officially, I think his number 1 spot at the night is already gone from his own. So him coming back to Chippa United to play football is something I see is not football worthy. It's not something I can advise someone to do for 6 months, whereby you need we need you to be fit, playing regularly so that you can earn your spot. Even at a time like this, if he was at his A game, you should have seen other clubs coming from. So it's something I feel like it's depreciating his value as time goes on. So it's not something I would advise a professional footballer to do, to be gone for 6 months. That's so weird.
Okay, so I know Sanurudeen has other opinions, because when you look at the senior climbs, we see players who have left the club come back. But is this the same situation as Stanley Nwabali?
There's nothing wrong in going back to where it all started or where it was flourishing before. He tried his luck trying to get a team out of there. His management didn't manage that well, didn't handle that situation very well, and a host of things contributed to him being out of job for 6 months. But right now, his number 1 spot at the Super Eagles is under threat, and I think the finances are calling and saying, "Hey boy, 6 months down the drain, if you not had any credit alert, and we need to do something as fast as possible."
The families are ringing right now.
Everybody's looking to you. You are the breadwinner and all. And yes, Chippa United is not a bad start for him. Who says in the next 6 months he's not going to get the offer out of that place? If he puts his head down, does what he has to do, get the right agents. Even might be the current agents that a different approach to how they've done their things is going to actually help him. He just needs to get a club right now. That's the first thing. Put your faces in the front of media. Put your faces in front of agents that are willing to scout goalkeepers for bigger teams or other teams. Even if it's in the South African League, you get a bump in pay and all. But for him, definitely the first step is looking for a club, and now Chippa United have accepted him back. He's going to fight his way back to get into the starting 11 and represent the colours of the club. And probably if the finances and every other thing goes well for him in the next, say, 1 year, definitely he can get a move out of there. And the 2027 AFCON is around, the qualifiers is around the corner. He needs to find a place to show himself to the Super Eagles coach and say, okay, I'm still the biggest guy in the middle of group. He's done it before. Currently, he's been the goalkeeper with least errors leading to goal for Super Eagles over a period of time. We've complained bitterly about Maduka Okoye. We've complained bitterly about Francis Uzoho. So it's been, yes, he has his own mishaps as well, but he's still been a little bit more stable than them. Unless we find the new goalkeeper in and around the world right now that's going to represent the colours of the Super Eagles, definitely he's still in contention to get his space back in between the sticks. So back at Chippa United, just needs to put his head down, like I said, get yourself back in shape, do what you have to do, earn your spot, and you might be seeing yourself in a different club later on.
All right, beautiful. That's the update coming through from the Nigerian shot stopper, Stanley Nwabali, who has gone back to Chippa United. All right, it's time to talk about the biggest competition in the world, the FIFA World Cup, happening in USA, happening in Canada, and Mexico. Yesterday we had this game in a capacity stadium of 95,000 at the AT&T right there in USA. One place you want to be is Texas and Las Vegas. Have you been to Las Vegas? What stays in Las Vegas remains in Las Vegas, definitely. And France will tell you this is not going to remain in Las Vegas, because the world saw how they were outclassed by the La Roja side, the Spanish side of football, and trust me, this was one for the books. Final to behold, and they said let's bring it down to the semi-final. You talk about history, where you have the top 4 ranked teams play in the semi-final of the competition, and they had to prove themselves strong. You ask questions, what happened in the game between France, properly at class. You didn't see Kylian Mbappe, Michael Olise, Ousmane Dembele. Didier Deschamps lost it at the point when you are taking out, Michael Olise. You knew that it was wrong when you were already making substitutions that were not working, and they were outclassed by the midfield. I want to start with you, Sanuruddin, quickly before I ask Jessica. People were wondering what went wrong with Pedri. Well, yesterday I understood the reason why Fabian Ruiz was always in the game. He knows how to hold the ball, and that's what they did yesterday. Talk to me about the Spanish side. How good were they yesterday against France?
Earlier in the competition, I mentioned the French side are very fantastic in front of play. They have Olise, they have Mbappe, they have Dembele. But if those guys don't get the ball, they're definitely nothing on the field of play. And that's what the Spanish side did yesterday. Control the midfield where the French were deficient. They had just 2 players, Tchouaméni and Rabiot. And I think the formation from Didier Deschamps or the players he put up to start up the game yesterday, I think marred and spoiled the game plan. And Mbappe at the end of the day complained about not implementing the game plan from the beginning of the game. And definitely they got it all wrong, right from the coach's decision to start Tchouaméni ahead of Kone, in my own opinion, and alongside Lucas Digne instead of Theo Hernandez in that game. I think those were focal points for the Spanish side and the French national team yesterday. The midfield was very important. The Spanish side controlled it. They had Fabian Ruiz, they have Rodri, and they had Dani Olmo. Yeah. These are very fantastic ball carriers in Dani Olmo and Fabian Ruiz. Rodri is there to break up play with anybody. The tackles he made yesterday were exemplary, and for me, I wasn't surprised Pedri was not in that game. Pedri, yes, is good with the ball at his feet, but he makes needless turns and moves around the ball, which at the end of the day doesn't lead to the direct influence to the goal. More, the reason the debate will still always be there by him and Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham plays directly, and that is what wins football games, not the twists and turns and all that you do around the ball. No disrespect to Pedri, he's a very excellent player, but yesterday the coach De La Fuentes knew what he had to do. Fabian Ruiz is a direct player. Almost of the same quality when it comes to ball retention. He plays the ball directly to where it's going to happen, into the player that's going to get the ball into the place, and not the simple pass that would kill the attack or take the chance that was created by the free football they were playing. And it was fantastic to see. Football is played with precision passes, and that was the Spanish side did yesterday as well. They controlled the tempo of the game. Every time they were with the ball, they looked like they were going to score. For this French national team, they were just chasing shadows yesterday all game long. The press and all didn't work for them, and the midfield was definitely out of they were outclassed. Rabiot lost his leg. Tchouaméni was replaced later on in the game, and at the end of the day, all the taxes and everything didn't tick at all. And Mbappe got very few chances on the ball, and that's how you play a very strong attack. You deny them the chances to get the ball to those players that can make things happen, and at the end of the day, the Spanish side won the game, and that's what shows you when you play good football. And it's a lesson to other African sides. When you play fantastic football, you get to the next round of the competition and eventually win the competition. And the Spanish side yesterday, hands down, were far better than the French national team on the field of play.
I agree. All right, let's move on to talk more stories. Before that, Jessica, the French national team for you was not what you were expecting yesterday. You look at that game, totally outclassed by Spain, and what went wrong for Didier Deschamps yesterday?
For you to create chances, you have to have the possession of the ball. There was many mislead passes around the midfield from France. When I was watching the ball, I couldn't even see some glimpse of Olise was outclassed by Cucurella.
Yeah.
I could see some this interception he did against Mbappe. That was great. And for Laporte too, he was able to hold the other side of the field. And for the Spanish national team, they read the France game very well. They did their assignment before the game. And for the French national team, I don't know what happened. They were the little hope I had that at least a country that will represent some African heritage, but they are gone now. So,
but the Kings team are still in the tournament, the colonizers of.
No, we don't celebrate colonizers, Africans. So I think playing for the third place is not something they wish for, because everybody had them that they should be the one representing, they should be the one in the final against football. I mean, if someone can play a beautiful game, did the assignment, they're able to outclass the other team. So definitely, the Spanish side deserve the win and the final spot. So kudos to them.
Well, before you go, I'm sorry. I want to ask you a question quickly. Before you chip that in, let's talk about the defensive side of the young Pau Kubasi. Paired with an experienced Aymeric Laporte. Just one goal conceded. I know we'll give credit to the team's performance, but let's talk about how young that man has been able to stabilize the defense with Aymeric Laporte, Marco Cucurella, and Pedro Porro. Coming in with Unai Simon, just one goal conceded in this tournament. Honestly speaking, Sanuruddin, you want to say you did not see Spain getting to the stage? The last time they got to the stage was 2010. The defense line.
I saw them getting to this stage. If you follow the progression of this Spanish side right from the time De La Fuentes took over, the framework of the team now is based on those players he used when he was flourishing with the under 18 and under 20 side. Pedri, Lamine Yamal, Gavi, Pau Kubasi. Most of these players are players he raised up, and is using them to do wonders now. And add to the mix experienced player like Dani Olmo, who is very serious, and Oyarzabal, Mikel Merino, Rodri. This side is a world beater, and they are the current European champions. I definitely saw them getting to the semi-finals. Probably if they had played in another road, maybe that would have been the final yesterday, but definitely they were very exciting start to see, and expected to see them at this stage of the competition. But back to what Jessica was saying, looking for someone to represent Africa, let African teams represent themselves. If you want to play the final, don't scurry behind the opponents. Europeans don't say they are putting Europeans on the map. The French national team won't get supporters from English nationals.
It's yourself.
It's yourself. Just your country fans represent you, and let's just do better on the African continent to get our football to that stage where we'll be able to put our hands on our chest proud and say, okay, that's my country playing on the big stage. And the Spanish side, I think they look like winners in waiting, but we don't know who's going to qualify from the game that's going to happen tonight. But that was fantastic from them yesterday, and Cucurella, well-deserved man of the match performance, and let's see what happens in the game later today. All
right, beautiful. Let me give you more update. Making the round of the world of sport this morning, that the head coach Didier Deschamps has left the role as the manager of the French national team. There you have it on the screen after the game, and we got the report that the man who is set to take action is Zinedine Zidane, known as Zizou, is going to take over, from Didier Deschamps. A fantastic one to see Zizou take over the French national team. It's been a while. We wanted him back to the coaching side of things. And Nuruddin, quickly, a few seconds.
Yes, we wanted him back, and Didier Deschamps said it before the competition. This was going to be his last tournament, and he's had a stellar one. At the World Cup as a player, now as a coach, got to the semi-finals 3 times consecutively. That's one to be proud of, and might actually crown it up with a 3rd place medal over the weekend. Let's see what happens, but good one for him. And for Zinedine Zidane, he has his work cut out for him. progress this side from this current stage to the next level. And we know what to do with Real Madrid, repeated the Champions League. You see how fantastic player in the mode of Mbappe, Dembele, Doué, Barcola. These are players still bodied, and the midfield is definitely where he needs to rebuild and instill his own discipline and his experience as a midfielder into that side. And the defense looks like it's shaped up as well for this moment. Pamecano still has some legs in him. Saliba is still there. Digne is looking like one of the players that will transit onto the next level. Rabiot and the likes, but still he has his work cut out for him. The next one is the UEFA Nations League that's going to happen when the season commences after the World Cup. So let's see what happens with that. And the French national team have something exciting in stock for us.
All right, that's the update from the French national team. The La Roja will be heading straight to the final of the FIFA World Cup. All right, let's take more stories as defending champions. My producer is active, letting me know that this is next in line. Defending champions Argentina are going to face the Three Lions. In 60 years, you talk about England not putting their hands on the trophy. Maybe finally it needs to come home to England. But we're going to look that straight into the eyes of England and Argentina. Let's take a dive straight into the games they are joining into this semi-final stage. If you can have that displayed. When you look at the England side, you look at their run. I started off with Ghana. People complained about the run. This is not what we wanted from Ghana. We got that. Then the next, they went on again. Norway. You look at Mexico. You look at DR Congo. You look at Croatia, and they're the big stage of this competition. Goals considered, definitely. From England. Let's look at Argentina quickly and let's check out their run into this game before I ask my top-notch analyst to give me the expectations ahead of this game. Argentina also with several controversies. Let's have that in mind where people have been talking about all of that. Look at Algeria, you look at Austria, you look at you look at Curacao, you look at the one against Switzerland, you go on to look at other ones that they had in that journey for the defending champion. Jessica, quickly, what are your expectations for this game? Let's take out the referee situation.
We can't take that out of the game.
If the referee is to play to the rules of the game, how do you think the Three Lions will set up their side against Argentina? Now, Thomas Tuchel has been saying, we are not here for Messi, we're here to play good football. But how do you think Thomas Tuchel will set up his side going against the defending champions tonight?
This game is going to be a tough game. But one thing is for certain, Argentina will score. But it depends, like you said, if the officiating is being removed from the game. So it's going to be a tough one. For England, I see them as a team who be able to do some comeback and fight back, because if you look at the game against the one they played against Switzerland, against Norway, sorry. So you see they have that spirit in them, with the links of Jude Bellingham and also Harry Kane and Anthony Gordon too. Is something for Thomas Tuchel to set up his game. If you are, like he said, they are not here for Argentina. If you are looking at the like of Messi before previewing your game, I think that would be a cause for your game. So previewing your game ahead of it is a set of knowing when to integrate some substitution, because like I said, the weakness for the England team right now is the defense. So definitely they will concede tonight. But will it be a tough test for Argentina? Definitely yes. But Argentina, for me, we still have an upper edge.
Wow, Argentina to get through to the final. And let me ask Lamine Yamal, who was already saying that he would love to see Messi in the final to play against the man that had this bat. I don't know where that picture came from, but it is what it is in the internet. So another day, Argentina against England. How do you think they'll set up? You talk about the defense of England. The defense of Argentina also has been conceding Lisandro Martinez, Cuti Romero, not the defenders you want to have in your side in some days. But how do you think they will set up against a side like England? Also, my next question: what do you think would work more? Is it the midfield of both teams, or maybe the attack of both teams?
The attack of the Argentinians looks a little bit sharper than that of the English national team. Kudos to Lionel Messi and in the side. Yes, Kane has had 6 goals at this tournament, but still not on the level of that of Messi and what is shown at the World Cup. Past 8 goals has helped his side to the semi-finals of the competition for the 2nd time consecutively, and looking to get into the final back-to-back and defend the trophy they lifted 4 years ago in Qatar. definitely, like I mentioned, the attack for the Argentinian side is going to be very important, and for the English side, the defense is shaky, yes, but for Thomas Tuchel, it's not all about playing glamorous football. We saw how they played against Norway, even though he complained bitterly after the game about the performances of his players, but some of them are fired back in coach Jude Bellingham, saying the coach doesn't know how to play, how it feels to play against players on the field of play. But definitely, Thomas Tuchel, like I said, knockout competition is his forte. He's done it. Now everybody is seeing the results. 1-0, 2-1, scrappy wins, but definitely getting the things done and getting the team to the next stage of the competition. And it's going to be so exciting to see who's going to play against Spain in the final on Sunday, but definitely it's going to be a big test for both sides. For the defense of their English national team, they have a lot on their hand, a familiar foe in Lionel Messi. Yes, he's not faced them on the big stage in national competitions, but right now it's the first time they'll be competing against themselves, and Lionel Messi is going to be licking his lips and saying, I want to play against John Stones, Konsa, or anybody who actually feels at the end of the play. But the midfield for the English national team is going to be important. Anderson and Rice have a lot of their on their hands today. They have to be able to help the defense out and marshal out the chances the Argentinian side want to create. And Kane and Bellingham up front, they need to be as sharp as possible. Saka on one end, Rashford or Gordon, who I think has had a better competition than Marcus Rashford in terms of output and assists and goals. But definitely it's going to be interesting to see who starts amongst both of them. And is Madueke going to continue starting bat ahead of Saka in this very important game? It's going to be interesting to see later tonight.
Your prediction quickly?
That's a very tough one, but everything's been equal. I think the game went in a draw, and maybe England will qualify on penalties.
Okay, maybe. Wow. Okay, and if England qualify on penalties, it's going to be a big one to see England and Spain yet again meet at a big stage in the final. The last time that happened was the Euros, and Spain that came out on top. All right, we need to move swiftly because of our time. Tomorrow we're going to give you more update in the world of transfer, definitely. But let me just break this news to you that Sadio Mane has retired from football. Papi Thiaw has also been relieved of his duty, as the head coach of the Senegalese side. Tomorrow we're going to give you more updates in the world of transfer. Manchester United are making the big moves right now. We'll be here to give you that, and also we're going to talk about the Wimbledon right here on The Go. And this is where we draw the curtain on today's show, right here on Dominion Television. I want to say a big thank you to the producer, big thank you to the crew, everyone that makes sure Dominion Sport remains on the global stage. I am Paul Abe Toluwanemi. We're going to see you again tomorrow, same station, same time. Have a fantastic day, and bye for now.